Imagine you are alone in space. Not inside a ship, not protected, just there, floating, drifting in absolute silence. No sound, no wind, no up, no down, only darkness and distant stars. At first, it feels peaceful, beautiful even. The universe stretches infinitely in every direction, billions of stars, galaxies, light that has traveled for millions of years just to reach you. It's quiet, too quiet. But you don't feel afraid, not yet, because nothing is moving, nothing is reacting, nothing is aware of you. That's what you've always believed. But here's the problem. You're wrong. Because somewhere in that infinite darkness, something shifts. You don't see it at first. You can't. It's too far away, too massive, too slow. But something is changing. A star at the edge of your vision, barely noticeable, just another point of light in a sea of billions. Except it doesn't behave like the others. You stare at it, trying to focus, trying to understand what feels off. And then you notice. It's not flickering randomly. It's pulsing, slow, deliberate, like a heartbeat. But it gets worse, because as you keep watching, you realize something that shouldn't be possible. The pulse isn't constant. It changes, it adapts, almost like it's reacting to you. At first, you try to ignore it. That thought, that presence, because it doesn't feel like language. It doesn't feel like words. It feels like meaning, something placed directly into your mind. You don't hear it, you understand it instantly. And that's what makes it terrifying, because it's not asking anything, it's recognizing you. You don't know how long you've been there. Seconds, minutes. Time doesn't feel normal anymore, because your focus, your entire awareness is locked onto that star, that eye, still watching, still aware. But here's the problem. It's not alone. At first, it's subtle. Another star, far away, to your left. It flickers, then pulses, the same way, slow, deliberate, alive. Your body tenses, your thoughts begin to spiral, because now you understand something you weren't supposed to. That first one wasn't unique. It was just the first to notice you. And this is where things begin to collapse. Because one by one, more stars begin to change. Not all of them, not at once, just enough to make it undeniable. Points of light across the universe start aligning, pulsing, reacting, some closer, some impossibly far away, and yet they all move with the same intention, the same rhythm, the same awareness. And then you see it. The pattern. It's not random, it's connected. Every star that changes is part of something larger, a structure, a network, stretching across the universe, invisible before, but now revealing itself. And this is where your understanding breaks completely, because what you thought were stars are not just stars. They are points, nodes, parts of something vast, something that has always been there, watching, observing, waiting. And you just triggered it. Your thoughts race, trying to find logic, trying to find explanation, but there is none, because the scale of what you're seeing is beyond comprehension. This isn't a creature. This isn't life as you know it. This is something on the scale of the universe itself, and it's becoming aware of you. But it gets worse, because now they're not just watching,
They're aligning. The stars begin to shift, not physically, not moving through space, but changing their light, synchronizing, as if they're forming something, a signal. And suddenly, you understand. That thought, that wasn't yours. That was the beginning. This is the response. The light intensifies across the entire sky, and then it happens. Every single eye focuses at once, not randomly, at a single point. You. Your mind fractures, your perception distorts, because you are now at the center of something impossible, the attention of a system that spans the universe. And this is where fear becomes something else, because you realize they're not observing out of curiosity, they're observing with purpose. Your thoughts slow, almost like something is interfering, filtering, studying. You try to think of something, anything, but every thought feels exposed, transparent, like it's no longer yours.
And the moment it realizes that you understand, everything changes. The connection deepens, not violently, not suddenly, slowly, like something is adjusting to you, learning the limits of your mind, testing how much you can take before you break. At first, it feels almost gentle. The pressure inside your thoughts stabilizes, the flood of images slows, the noise becomes clearer, more precise. And then it begins. Not communication, not in any way you recognize. Translation. Because whatever this is, it doesn't speak. It doesn't need to. It rewrites understanding itself. Concepts appear in your mind fully formed, not words, not sentences, truths. And the first one shatters everything you thought you knew. You were never unseen. Your thoughts freeze, your awareness narrows, because that idea, it doesn't feel like information. It feels like memory, like something you should have always known, but were never supposed to remember. And then more. Humanity. Not as a species, not as individuals, as a signal, a pattern, something that appeared and started making noise. Radio waves, light, movement, expansion. You see it from above, from far beyond, civilization lighting up the dark, tiny, chaotic, uncontrolled. And suddenly, you understand why it noticed. Not because you were important, but because you became loud. And this is where the fear changes again, because now you're not being observed as a person, you're being analyzed as part of something larger, a species, a phenomenon, a disturbance. Your sense of self begins to slip, edges blur, thoughts lose structure, because the scale of what you're connected to is too much. And it doesn't stop. More concepts, more understanding forced into your mind. You see other points, other signals. Not human, not familiar, different patterns, different structures. Some older, some gone. And then you see something that breaks you. Silence. Regions of space where nothing shines. Not empty, erased, clean, as if something was removed. Your thoughts spiral, trying to reject it, trying to deny it. But you can't, because the understanding is already there. Those were signals, just like you. And they stopped, not naturally, intentionally. And this is the moment everything becomes clear. This is not observation. This is evaluation.
Your entire existence, everything humanity has ever done, is being processed, measured, compared, and you are the interface, the point of contact. Your mind strains, fractures forming in your perception, because now you feel something new. Expectation. Not yours. It's waiting for something, for an observation, for a decision. And this is where the terror becomes absolute, because you realize this isn't happening over time. This isn't slow. This entire process, everything you've experienced, has happened in less than a second. Time doesn't exist here. You are inside something that operates beyond it. And then it changes again. The connection tightens, sharpening, focusing deeper into you. Not just your thoughts, your memories, your fears, your instincts, everything that makes you, you. And for the first time, you feel resistance. Not from it, from yourself. Your mind trying to protect itself, trying to hold on to identity. But it doesn't work, because you are too small, too slow, too limited. And it is none of those things. It doesn't push harder. It simply continues, and your defenses disappear, one by one, until there is nothing left to separate you from it. And then you understand the final truth, not through words, not through images, through certainty. It is not alive the way you understand life. It does not think the way you think. It does not feel. It does not want. It simply processes, observes, maintains balance across everything. And now it has reached a conclusion. You feel it instantly. The evaluation is complete. Humanity has been understood. And for a brief moment, there is silence. No input, no pressure, no presence. Just you, alone again, floating in space, stars surrounding you. Everything back to normal, as if nothing ever happened. You try to think, try to process, try to remember, but something is wrong, because the memory is fading, slipping away like it was never meant to stay. And then you realize why. Because you were never meant to carry it. You were only meant to deliver it. And in that final moment, before everything disappears, you feel something that shouldn't exist. Not fear, not pain, recognition. Because somewhere, far beyond your understanding, something has now learned what you are and what you could become. And as your awareness collapses and the universe returns to silence, one final thought remains. Not yours, never yours. They are aware. And this time, it isn't about you anymore.